You.
Fiona St. George, Tittle Tattle Tabloid. Why would Miss B organise a not the White House Correspondents' Dinner on the same night as the actual White House Correspondents' Dinner? Is she trying to undermine the legitimacy of both the press and this president?
No, Ms. B is trying to undermine the legitimacy of just one of those two things.
That's an excerpt from Samantha Bee's Not the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and they managed to roast both the media and Donald Trump last night. The Canadian comedian was joined by other celebrities for her alternative to the official annual event. CBC's Yelena Adzik is here with more on that. So what were some of the highlights from the show?
Well, you know, let's start with the fact that it's not just about roasting Trump, because obviously he's the key target here, but it's also about, at least gently and to some extent, roasting the media. And in past years, it's been pretty easy to do that. These years, it's getting tougher and tougher because the media, also the same people in the room, they're already feeling under siege. And so it's just this really strange mix of feelings, I think, because there's the comedy on the one hand, and then there's this really serious stuff on the other side. Wow, what a night. So let's take a look at Samantha Bee in action. First of all, she's kind of taking her shots at the media and kind of saying, how cute, doing what you try to do. Have a look.
You carry on. You dig up misdeeds and fraud by the powerful. You expose injustice against the weak, and you continue to fact-check the president as if he might someday get embarrassed.
Yeah, so there you go. I think that a lot of people were enjoying this particular event, as you say, opposite the actual White House Correspondents' Dinner, because it was brash at times. I would use the word vulgar. It was not easy to pick out some clips for you to watch right now, because some of it, although the profane was quite funny, I have to say, but I found a few that were a little more, perhaps, fitting for morning TV for you. So have a look at what our producers picked. This is Samantha Bee, and this is her taking a shot now in Trump's direction, but she's doing it through various other celebrities because she says, I've been working on this for so many months. Let's let other people take over. Have a look.
To the president.
President Trump. Cheers.
Hello there, Mr. President.
Bridget, can you just say President Trump?
No, I can't say that.
It's so great we are doing a Trump roast. We roasted him pretty good at that Correspondents' Dinner, and that turned out great.
Now, one of the other celebrities that did jump on board, which was a bit of a surprise for some people, Will Ferrell, the comedian. He ended up reprising his take on George W. Bush when he was on Saturday Night Live. And I should mention really quickly that if you're wondering, Saturday Night Live's Alec Baldwin, did he end up showing up as Trump? A lot of people expected that. Maybe surprisingly, he only showed up as a video, and it was sort of a short little take. He just said, keep up the good work, you know? But as far as this SNL character, the Bush one that I'm talking about with Will Ferrell, he was having a lot of fun getting into this role and both kind of making fun of Bush, but also putting it squarely back on Trump's door. Have a look.
Here's one I'm working on right now. It is a portrait of Donald Trump. And as you can see, I exhausted my palette of yellow and oranges. It's a strange hue. It's not really orange or yellow. I mean, I got a new name for that color. They should just call it Mar-a-Lago, you know?
So, yeah, having some fun with the fact that post-president Bush has taken up portraiture and painting. So, yeah, everybody was, it was like I say, in good spirits, and there was some fun to be had, but at the same time, a bit of a weird vibe because that guest at the actual White House Correspondents' Dinner, everybody knew, not showing up.
Not showing up. And, you know, Patton Oswalt made a reference to, well, we saw how well it went when he showed up a few years ago. And, of course, that's the reference to Donald Trump being mocked by then President Barack Obama. And many believe that that mocking was the moment that instigated in him the desire to become president of the United States.
That is what people say, yeah.
So what happened at the actual event? Because he didn't show up in the end.
He did not, yeah. And, you know, many years, 36 some odd years since Ronald Reagan was the last one to not show up. But he had a good excuse because he was facing the, after the assassination attempt, he had to recover from that. So here we have an event that was hosted by comedian Hassan Minhaj. He is known for his good-natured humor and also acerbic barbs on The Daily Show. He ended up doing a pretty admirable job in something that I think was difficult to do. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a look at him in action right now.
I would say it is an honor to be here, but that would be an alternative fact. It is not. No one wanted to do this. So, of course, it lands in the hands of an immigrant. It's how it always goes down.
And when he says no one wanted to do this, I have to say, Natasha, a lot of the comedians were talking on the red carpet earlier from the event just about the fact that this is a lot of low-hanging fruit out there, and it's not really fun for them in some ways because it's exasperating. This is a topic that they kind of have to cover, but they also sometimes feel like, you know, art it's just even wilder and more crazy than any satire they could come up with. And so it's not an easy job, I think, today to be a comedian, though you might think it is.